In a recent pre-market, we were doing this.
Zero and lift off, the final lift off of Atlantis.
But in our community, I called out that we needed to drop hard on the day because of 5 things that I was seeing. And in this video, I want to show you the 5 confluences that I saw to help us take a 400+ point move on NQ for the day.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I'm Aaron, and over the past 2 years, I've been trading specifically on the Nasdaq charts. And in the first 10 weeks of this year, I've made over $30,000 in payouts using these confluences that I'm about to speak about in this video. If you would, hit that subscribe button and like this video to get this out to other folks, as I'm just starting this community. And I really want to teach other people how to trade and how this can really transform your life if you stick to it and you're committed to it. Now let's just jump into the video. I'm going to stick to this very quick and clear. If you want to learn more about how we see these things and where they are in the charts, make sure you do join our Discord. Link is in the description. But here we go. Number 1 is structure. We must understand what structure is and how it looks. So what we're seeing here on the 5-minute is what we call an inverse cup. So here we go. Cup, we pull down, we move back down. Now you're saying, well, this doesn't look like a cup. You have this right here. This is what we call manipulation.
I mean, we've talked about manipulation, but I mean, this is like manipulation after manipulation after manipulation.
And if you play NASDAQ, or if you watch the NASDAQ charts long enough, you will start to see where manipulation occurs. And in this situation, I knew it was open. And so at open, a lot of times we will get that manipulation. Now, there is a structure that we often see that plays out beautifully. And these structures are called a W pattern. So we'll move down, we'll pull up to try to attempt to collect more sellers. We'll then push down. But what we'll see a lot of times with this is that we won't push all the way down. We'll just push a little bit down and then make a move up. So you'll see we'll have this here, but then we'll make a higher low to then push off of that. That's the first thing we'll see. The other option here would be an M pattern. So we'll push up, we'll come down, try to find buyers to then push up, but we won't get to the top, right? We'll come back down, okay? So we're creating lower highs on this. And that's exactly what we saw here. So if we look at the 30-minute here, or even if we zoom out to the 1 hour, this is what I want to show you is a beautiful, beautiful M pattern. So right here is our move up, right? We push up, we then push down, then we come back up here, and we can't get any higher, right? So then we push down. So that was kind of what we were seeing. So if we kind of dive back into this, that was our structure that we were noticing on the day. Now, let's kind of look at this a little bit more and see what are the other confluences that we're seeing. So structure is number 1. Number 2 is the gaps. So if I look on the 2-minute, here is our 2-minute. And what I want to show you is at the beginning of this day, we had several gaps that needed to be filled. Now these might look very small and say, how am I ever going to figure out this? How am I going to see these? But this right here is actually major if you're looking at this. So these were the gaps.
There are gaps in it
That I was calling out when I saw. And so what I do is I'll actually find those gaps. I'll highlight them on the chart. And we didn't just have one, we had several. So these are areas on the chart that we must go back and fix. So there's one, here's another one. So just be mindful to look for these as they occur, because gaps are actually all over the charts if you look for them. If I zoom out, you will notice that these gaps are yellow on my charts, indicating these are areas that we probably are going to try to hit intraday. So that's the second thing that we saw on the charts. The third thing that I talked through are what are called no wicks. Now I have an indicator that I use that actually highlights the no wicks. And so these no wicks are areas I as well mark on my charts. And these are areas, especially on the 2-minute, that really play out well. So I'm going to highlight the no wick on the 2-minute here. There's going to be another one up here. So these are 2 areas major reasons for us to actually drop back down on the day. The fourth reason is what are called engulfing candles. Now, engulfing candles are when a current candle actually goes above and below the previous candle. So it really engulfs that candle. And what that means is that we do need to go back and fill those areas. Right here is an engulfing. Now this is on the 2 minute, right? So we can just put a 2 minute target here. This is a 2 minute engulfing candle. We also had a 5 minute engulfing candle. So if I go up here, look at the 5 minute charts, and these are really just the two that I'm really focused on. This is a 5 minute as well. So right off the bat on the day, I see this movement to the upside. It's very slow, and it's very what I think, or what I would call, manipulative in how it was moving. And especially when we got this major push to the top here, that was really interesting to me. So I was very patient on the day, and I just waited for this area to hit. And I wanted to see what we were going to do once we got to this demand zone. You can see what we did. We literally just made lower highs on each of these candles, and then we just dropped after that. So the fifth thing that we saw on the charts is we were starting to see lower lows on the candles. So that's the next thing that we really need to do is, are we getting lower every candle? Are we breaking the previous low and pushing down? And you can see that's what we're doing here, right? So we push down. Every push down, we're going to have a breather, right? So here's our breather to then break back down. And then you can see here, once we got some momentum, really kind of pushing down. This is really what we call easy money at this point, because we're pushing down. We see these levels, right? All these gaps. And again, I called these out while this was happening. And so these are things that you'll start to see as you look at these charts, right? You'll start to be more patient. You'll start to see, okay, this is the structure. This is the setup. I'm seeing these engulfings. I'm seeing these gaps, right? And so in this situation, we really want to be patient. We really want to show discipline to then take that play when the opportunity arises. Now, you might get in. You might be early on a play. That's okay. Get out, right? We don't ever want to hold plays and hope. So there's the three things that we talk about is technicals, the psychological, and the risk management. We always have to be careful with our risk. So that's what we have to do here. So hopefully this was helpful. If you thought this was helpful, again, hit that like button, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.